What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And YouTube is at it again. Not only are they removing particular content to appease a single religion, but now they are issuing strikes to YouTube users for one of the most absurd reasons I've ever seen. And I can only say, as somebody who right now, my channel is clearly going through some sort of down spot. My videos aren't getting served up. My notifications aren't sending out as much. This has happened to my channel one other time, and it lasted like 20 or 22 days. We're now in day like 4 or 5 of it, and I'm going to be curious to see if that same timeline works. But in the meantime, all I can ask is that you, during this time, help by being extra involved, by leaving likes, leaving comments, and sharing the videos out on social media. It's putting me behind on reaching 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, but big whoop. I'd rather people actually see my videos. Did I just say big whoop? I was a 90s kid, all right? So YouTube is now removing content. Here's YouTube removes soccer song by fans. I don't know anything about their politics, so I'm not going to push this like that they're far right, because it insulted the prophet. For whatever reason, and again, I want to be very, very, very clear, and I have a zero tolerance for this kind of thing when I see comments like that on Twitter, like this and stuff. Understand that the section of this religion is a tiny minority of the overall. And if we allow ourselves to just say, oh, all Muslims are bad because of Islam, that's not a good road to go down. You need to treat people like individuals, and that's what these people are who do these terrible things, as we see today in France. Now, I question why the Western media, though, continues to sympathize and bend the knee. It's like letting the terror win, right? That's what it's doing. By the fact that you're removing a clip of these people singing a song, again, I don't care what it said. I can guarantee you if it was a song about Christians or Catholics, it would be on trending. No religion is above criticism, just like no human is above criticism. And this is disgusting that YouTube would be doing this stuff. On top of that, now the RIAA is coming for the YouTube downloaders. Now, the RIAA takedown notices used to be a common thing, of course, according to here on TechCrunch. I received a few myself, but that's mostly fallen off as tracking pirates has gotten more difficult. But the RIAA can still issue nastygrams to the creators of software that could potentially be used to violate copyright, like YouTube downloaders. I, for one, use 4K downloader. This isn't like an endorsement. I just use it. There's a million different ones. I used to use YouTube downloader or something like that back then. And I use it to get clips. I'm not using it to own content that I shouldn't own. This is a different kind of takedown notice, though. These were the ones from the early 2000s, though. These were innumerable DMCA notices that says your website is hosting such and such product. Please take it down, and they still exist. I've also gotten a lot of these, back in my AdSense days. Now, what the RIAA has done here now is demand YouTube-DL be taken down because it violates Section 1201 of U.S. copyright law, which basically bans stuff that gets around DRM. No person shall circumvent a technological measure that effectively controls access to a work protected under this title. It's illegal not to just distribute, say, a bootleg Blu-ray disc, but it also breaks protections and duplicates it in the first place. If you stretch the logic out a bit, you end up including things like YouTube downloaders, which is a command line tool that takes YouTube URL and points a user to a raw video and audio, which of course have to be stored on a server somewhere. With the location of the file would normally be streamed to a YouTube web player, the user can download the video for offline or backup. But what if someone uses that tool to download official music video of Taylor Swift's Shake It Off? Shock, horror, piracy! YouTube DL enables this, so it must be taken down, they write. As usual, it only takes a moment to arrive at an analogous situation that the RIAA has given up long ago. For instance, wouldn't using a screen and audio capture utility accomplish the same thing? What about a camcorder? For that matter, a cassette recorder. They're all used to circumvent the DRM placed on Tay's video when creating an offline copy for the rights holder's permission. Now, this on the heels of, by the way, I forgot to bring this up. This just came out yesterday that Amazon argues users don't actually own purchased Prime content. This is what we've been talking about on this channel for a very long time. Preserve physical media. If you like your video games, quite honestly, you're not going to really be able to preserve them very well. Maybe on the Nintendo Switch, where you still get most of the game on a single cartridge. But in modern day, you know, buying the latest Call of Duty, you're not really going to be able to play that without the 200 gigabytes of downloads that you're going to get. Now you buy a case and all it is a CD key for download. So you just have an empty case to take up room in your house. This is just another reminder that we don't own anything digital, and that be aware of that when you have like, is it GOG.com, which is DRM free stuff. Steam has some stuff where you can still play your games offline. This is important. We started this, see this with Always Online DRM, and now we have confirmation here. The streamer says in its terms of service that are clear, what viewers are paying for is a limited license. Unlike when you used to buy the DVD, do people still buy DVDs? Probably not. I bet you this probably also, are they called ultraviolets? Is that what they call the digital ones? I don't care. I don't pay for Hollywood movies. But I own my downloads because you'll never come in and take them. Anyway, in April, Amanda Caudle sued Amazon for unfair competition and false advertising. She claims the company secretly reserves the right to end consumers' access to content purchased through their Prime Video service. She filed a punitive class action lawsuit on behalf of herself and any California residents who purchased video on the content service from April 25th, 2016 On Monday, Amazon filed a motion to dismiss her complaint, arguing that she lacks standing to sue because she hadn't been injured, and noting that she'd purchased 13 titles on Prime since filing her complaint. Well, for a lot of people, this is your only option. Uh-oh. New puppy's upstairs barking. I can hear something's going on. So further, Amazon argues that the site's required user agreement explains that some content may later become unavailable. Well, also, you know how they're going to link this, right? They're going to link this to if you say a naughty word on the internet, or you have some wrong thing. Amazon's going to remove your right to watch this content. We know this is going to happen. Also, we've seen, where MasterCard gets involved and gets people banned from Patreon by saying, hey, Patreon, we're not going to process we're not going to let you allow people to use MasterCards unless you ban this person. This happened to several people on Patreon, which is why I use Subscribestar, which, by the way, there's a link in the description. I know things are tight, so I don't expect it, but if you want to support the channel using my Subscribestar or using the YouTube join button are by far and away the easiest way to do, and easiest and most effective way to do it. So we know now that this the digital era is set up around not letting us own anything. And now on top of all of that, we see a Spooky Pizza, I don't even know if they create their own YouTuber, but their own YouTube content, but this is absolute insanity, okay? Hey, YouTube, please tell me why my Watch Later playlist earned me a strike. They got a community guideline strike for their own playlist to watch other people's content. And you might be thinking, what the heck? That can't be right. Well, here's YouTube responding to it. Based on the screenshot, it looks like a warning. By the way, a warning is still a strike because the next one you get is it still acts as a strike. You should have received an email to get more info on why you got it. Also, you can appeal it. On what planet? On what planet would a playlist ever... That's not even your content. What is going on at YouTube? And they say all content on the platform are consistently scanned and make sure that they follow our policies. You can learn more at this website. You can see Sid Alpha in here saying, wait, so your channel can get a community guidelines strike or warning, even so much as adding someone else's video to your watch later playlist. Am I saying this right? Am I seeing this right? How does this make any kind of sense? It doesn't. But it's YouTube and it's 2020 and this is the world we live in. I know I annoy you to subscribe and turn notifications on all the time, but I appreciate you allowing me to be annoying with that, because it's just, being a content creator that isn't, some stupid terrible influencer or mainstream opinion channel. It's an uphill battle. So not just my content, but other creators that you watch and that don't toe the line necessarily. I hope that you'll make sure you go the extra mile to turn on notifications and do what you need to make sure you get notified for their content too. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.